That in itself must help with keeping morale high. Obviously, the fact that it is so close, that you're not that far away that you become complacent, but you're never that far away that you're they go the other way.
I think the first third of the season exactly paints that picture. And I don't think there is any team that will get that ahead of themselves like that. Like I say, from our point of view, we've gone from a group that obviously have got relegated, and when you get relegated, there obviously has been that habit of losing games, and now we've changed that. And the last 4 games, like I say, whilst we would have liked more, they've still hung in there and shown that fight. And that spirit to keep going, and I think the body language of our players last week was very good. When we equalised, it wasn't a case of equalised twice, by the way, and we didn't go off celebrating, patting each other on the back. We went and got the ball out the back of the net, put it back on the spot, and said, right, we're ready to go again, and we want to try and get a winner. And that was very evident from my point of view.
Looking at the trip to Partick Thistle, it's never an easy trip to go through to Firhill with the conditions and the 3 sides of the grounds, etc. But is it important to focus more so on what Dundee do well and where they're going to be good, rather than distracting to who you're playing against and where you're playing?
No, I think we approached the game exactly the same manner in which we approached the cup games when we were playing teams from the lower league, to how we approach the game playing against Rangers, and that's obviously to study the opposition and look at opportunities that we feel we can exploit, and obviously areas where we feel that we might need to stop them as well, and that'll be no different again going into this game.
Have you been surprised at all this season by the performances with some of the other teams that are up at the top of the league, from the new team that came up from the league below, team that was fighting relegation last year? They're all now up at the top, Morton, Queen's Park.
No, I've not. People before the season started were, very quick to educate me that you can't underestimate the Championship. There's been some big clubs that have been in here for a long time and took a while to get out back into the Premiership, and so from that, we've approached it with the respect that each opponent deserves, and like you rightly just said there, Morton, you look at how Morton are doing, and I think their manager's done brilliant there, and it just shows you people would have written them off before the season starts, and you can't be that disrespectful. You have to be respectful for everybody in the league, and at this current moment, and I do say this current moment, Arbroath are down there and Hamilton are down there, but we've played both of those teams, and there've been real physical battles and real good games of football, and it's going to be a fascinating league this season.
Looking to the game on Saturday, how's the teams fitting up with illness and injury, etc.?
Yes, touch wood today. We've got nobody with it, but I think I might have said this last Thursday. And then obviously we had the disappointment of Zach Robinson being ill on the actual pitch, which obviously took it to a new level, the illness. But hopefully that's the back end of it now. Still 1 or 2 struggling with knocks, but we'll see how they go tomorrow.
Partick Thistle away, never an easy trip to Firhill. Yeah. It's a ground, as I say, that can be difficult to play on, shall we say. It's maybe the easiest way to explain it from there. What sort of preparations have you been making this week to go and play at Firhill?
Well, the same as we do every week. You get your work in at the start of the week, and then come the end of the week, you're starting to prepare in terms of your opposition analysis, all that stuff. So I think it'll be a very tough game. We know Partick Thistle's strengths, and then obviously we'll go through their weaknesses as well, which they'll probably do with us. But I think it's important not to get too caught up in every game and worry about other teams. It's about what we need to go and do at the end of the day. And you're right, Partick Thistle's a difficult place to go, but we've went there and got results before. I look back at the one, a couple of seasons back in the SPL when we got 2 late goals with Si Murray. That needs to kind of be the mentality again there to go and get a victory.
You've spent the time obviously having a look at the opposition from there, but surely the most important thing is to focus on your good points and your good areas and where you're going to be better than them on the day.
Yeah, it is, and I think probably too many people from the outside get caught up on everyone else, and maybe teams do look at Dundee and think, I wouldn't say a cup final, but one of the the real bigger games of the league. But we need to focus on what we do at the end of the day, and not kind of worry about what's happening on the outside.
There's 5 points separating yourself in the top of the league, but there's only 2 points separating you from seconds. That's showing how close and competitive this league is this year, which is very unusual.
Yeah, it is, and I'd like to hope that the league position doesn't reflect come the end of the season, and that we can go on a run, as we say. But there's not really been a team that's went and done that yet. I think each team each week will be wanting to do that, and they'll have that in their goals and stuff. But we need to be the team that goes and puts a marker down, I think, and starts really kind of getting a wee run put together.
And that's the be all and end all, is focus on 3 points next game, worry about the rest later.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I mean, I think people get caught up too much at times, maybe with the result, but you need to look at the bigger picture. How are things going in the background, and we're working away in the right direction to try and put that right every week. And I think sooner rather than later the results will definitely come.